Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. General Hospital spoilers. Why we applaud Joss for calling Carly out about her misguided loyalty to Sonny. General Hospital, GH, spoilers applaud Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, for calling out her mother, Carly Spencer, Laura Wright, about her misguided loyalty to her ex-husband, Sonny Corinthos, Morris Bernard. Joss was informed that Sonny and Carly hooked up in Tracy Quartermain's bedroom at the mansion. What she wasn't prepared for is that Carly is giving Sonny an alibi for John Jagger Cates's, Adam Harrington, murder. Even though Agent Cates had it coming, Sonny's involvement of Carly in his mess is selfish, considering she recently almost went to prison for RATIO violations, from which he had to take over his business because he was off square dancing with Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watros, in Nixon Falls. At first, when Joss confronted her mother after she chased her down at her new apartment with Trina Robinson, Tabiana Ali, she was disgusted at the idea that her mom would even consider a tryst with Sonny ever again after the way he treated her. She couldn't believe Carly would be so stupid and clueless to go back to Sonny. She lashed out at Carly, asking her if she had any self-respect, and she was right to insinuate otherwise. Carly explained that she wasn't back with Sonny and that it had only happened once. Joss expressed her disbelief and disappointment in her mother. When she realized Carly was helping Sonny with an alibi, she was shocked and even more furious, calling her desperate. Sonny and Carly's unbreakable bond may be the stuff of soap legend, but it is still played out. Carly is putting herself at risk and could potentially be in legal trouble again if the police discover she lied to protect Sonny. Cates was an FBI agent, and his being a miserable, despicable lowlife is irrelevant. Anna Devane, Finola Hughes, humorously pointed out, "That's quite a coincidence. You and Carly were reconnecting while the murder was taking place." It's a relief that Anna is still smart as a whip despite her hypocrisy. Joss also despises Sonny because of what he did to her boyfriend, Dex Heller, Evan Hofer. Dex was hung from a meat hook, almost killed at the Pine Barrens, and nearly beaten to death at Brooklyn Quartermain's, Amanda Seton, and Harrison Chase's, Josh Swickard, wedding reception. Sonny's charm and dimples do not make him immune to the law. While we love Carly and hope she comes to her senses, we have to side with Joss on this one. Joss sees Sonny for the thug he is. Sonny may have softened over the years, but he is still a criminal. Joss has had to deal with her mom protecting Sonny at her own expense her whole life. She doesn't want to lose her mom over this. Not only was the crime committed at the Quartermain boathouse, but Sonny was also brazen enough to kill Agent Cates with a police officer on the premises. Joss is right to be worried and fearful that her mom could go down alongside Sonny. Carly's devotion to those she loves is admirable, but when will she stop covering for Sonny? We hope she comes to her senses before it's too late. In the world of General Hospital, few relationships are as complicated as the one between Carly Corinthos and Sonny Corinthos. Their love story has been filled with ups and downs, betrayals, reunions, and more drama than anyone could have ever anticipated. Yet through it all, Carly has remained fiercely loyal to Sonny. She has always stood by his side, even when his actions endangered her family, career, or even her life. But this time, someone is finally calling Carly out on her blind loyalty, and it's none other than her daughter, Jocelyn Jacks. And we can't help but applaud Joss for it. Jocelyn's journey, from innocence to awareness. Jocelyn has grown up in a world where her mother and Sonny's relationship has been the backdrop of her life. While Carly has tried to shield Joss from the more dangerous aspects of Sonny's mob world, it's impossible to ignore the impact his choices have had on her life. Joss's teen years were marked by heartbreak and loss, largely because of Sonny's actions. Her stepfather's mob connections have brought violence to their doorstep more than once, and Joss is no longer willing to stay silent about it. In recent episodes, we've seen Joss grow into a young woman who no longer wants to tolerate the cycle of violence and betrayal that comes with being connected to Sonny. As she becomes more independent and aware of the world around her, she's starting to see her mother's actions in a new light. And what she sees doesn't sit well with her. Carly's misguided loyalty to Sonny. There's no denying that Carly has always been Sonny's biggest supporter. No matter what mistakes Sonny makes, whether it's cheating, lying, or putting their family in danger, Carly always finds a way to justify his actions. In her eyes, Sonny is flawed but worthy of love and protection. It's a narrative Carly has held onto for years, likely out of both habit and a deep emotional connection. However, Carly's loyalty to Sonny has come at a steep price. Time and time again, Sonny's decisions have endangered the people Carly loves most, including Jocelyn. From the time Sonny's enemies targeted their home to the many times Carly had to navigate the dangerous waters of his mob world, she's always been left to pick up the pieces. Yet Carly's devotion to Sonny remains unwavering. For Joss, this loyalty seems less like love and more like a dangerous pattern of self-destruction. She can no longer stand by and watch her mother sacrifice her happiness and safety for a man who repeatedly brings chaos into their lives. It's not just about Sonny's choices anymore. It's about Carly's refusal to prioritize her own well-being and, by extension, the well-being of her children. The tipping point. Sonny's return from the dead. Sonny's return from the dead after his stint as Mike in Nixon Falls was the tipping point for Jocelyn. When Sonny was presumed dead, Carly took control of the Corinthos organization and stepped into the role of head of the family. She was thriving, showing strength, independence, and an ability to lead that even surprised her at times. It was a transformative period for Carly. And for a moment, it seemed like she was on a path to truly living her own life. But Sonny's return upended all of that. Instead of holding on to the strength she had built, Carly fell right back into old patterns. She didn't question Sonny about his time in Nixon Falls, didn't demand answers for why he stayed away for so long, and instead, she welcomed him back with open arms. For Joss, this was the final straw. She saw her mother slip back into a relationship that, in Joss's eyes, was toxic and dangerous. Joss calls Carly out. A long overdue confrontation. In a recent explosive scene, Joss finally confronted Carly about her blind loyalty to Sonny. With raw emotion and palpable frustration, Joss laid it all on the table. She questioned why Carly continues to sacrifice so much for a man who has done nothing but bring heartbreak and danger into their lives. Joss didn't mince words as she pointed out that Carly's loyalty to Sonny was not only hurting her, but also putting the entire family at risk. This confrontation was long overdue. Carly has always been a fiercely protective mother, but in her blind devotion to Sonny, she's failed to see how much Joss has been affected by their toxic relationship. Joss's words were not just a critique of Sonny, but a plea for Carly to wake up and realize that her loyalty is misguided. It was a raw, emotional moment that many fans have been waiting for. Why we applaud Joss. Jocelyn's decision to call her mother out took immense courage. It's never easy to confront a parent, especially when that parent is someone as strong-willed and headstrong as Carly. But Joss was not willing to stay silent any longer. She's seen the damage that Sonny's lifestyle has done to her family, and she refuses to let Carly continue down the same path. What makes Joss's confrontation so powerful is that it comes from a place of love. She's not trying to hurt Carly, she's trying to save her. Joss wants her mother to see that she deserves better than a life of constant danger and emotional turmoil. She wants Carly to break free from the cycle of toxic loyalty that has defined so much of her life. In many ways, Jocelyn is the voice of reason that Carly has needed for years. Carly's loyalty to Sonny may have been justified in the past, but as Joss pointed out, it's time for her to put herself and her children first. What's next for Carly and Joss? Now that Joss has finally voiced her concerns, it will be interesting to see how Carly responds. Will she take her daughter's words to heart, or will she continue to defend Sonny at all costs? Carly's journey has always been one of self-discovery and resilience, but this time the stakes are higher than ever. If Carly continues down the path of blind loyalty, she risks not only her own happiness, but also her relationship with Jocelyn. For Joss, this confrontation is just the beginning. She's growing into a strong, independent woman who is no longer willing to tolerate the dysfunction that has defined so much of her family's life. As she continues to challenge the status quo, Joss could be the catalyst for a major shift in Carly's life, and we can't wait to see where it leads. In the end, we applaud Joss for standing up to Carly and calling her out on her misguided loyalty to Sonny. It was a bold, necessary move, and one that could ultimately save Carly from herself.